how much of it do you think, I think this is a whole conversation, is just like, and people, before everyone gets upset, like there is more pressure playing in Toronto because it's just because you can't escape it. It's harder to escape the surroundings. How much of it is that? Just like with media, fan pressure, like the players say they don't go on Twitter, but for sure they do. Just if this was any other team, say like, okay, any other good team, okay, 2-3-1, bad start, they got goalied, whatever. Like the cream will rise and they'll be fine. And I still do really inside me feel that way about the Leafs. But there's that little bit of worry that like that pressure is going to mount. Like that whole thing we've been talking about, how Marner, how like his finishing, like it's in between his ears, it's in his head, while he can't escape everyone saying that he can't score, and then that added pressure on him to score. Like when he scores a goal, man, like that weight is gonna come. I can't imagine the weight that he's gonna feel come off his shoulders. So, like I said, like I'm usually pretty logical with this stuff, but just like I just wonder with the Leafs if that realm of what they have to deal with that other teams don't is why these things sort of happen. That it's just like, yeah, there's that little bit of pressure, man, that like other teams don't deal with. And I'm not saying like, I mean, we go to other markets, there's pressure in other big markets, but like Toronto's an animal.
I think it's definitely a big factor. And I actually think it's a bigger factor than people probably think. And I don't want to make any excuses for this team, but you could even see it coming across in the All or Nothing documentary. If you haven't watched it yet and you're a Leaf fan, I know you probably don't want to watch it because it's just going to piss you off even more, but I highly recommend watching it just to get a behind the scenes look of how things went down last season. But you could tell the pressure really does get to the players on this team. And you can tell it's just different playing in this market. But again, you know, I don't want to make excuses for this team, because even though there is a lot of pressure and they probably face more pressure than 98% of the teams in this league, you still got to perform, especially when you have the talent that they have on this roster. You have to find ways to win games. You have to find ways to overcome adversity. Like no one wants to hear any more excuses with this team because the fans are sick of it. And if you look at some of the other players around the league, former Leafs, Freddie Anderson just chilling in Carolina, getting out of this crazy fishbowl. He is now 4-0 with a .944 save percentage in 4 games for the Carolina Hurricanes. Zach Hyman,
Why not?
Is now playing for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I don't want to say Edmonton, you know, you can just sit back and chill and enjoy your life there. Like that's a fishbowl as well, playing for the Edmonton Oilers. Maybe not to the same extent as it is playing for the Leafs or playing for the Montreal Canadiens, but Zach Hyman, 5 goals in 5 games. He's loving life as well. So you have all these former Leafs around the league, and I can maybe point out some other guys as well, but those guys stick out specifically. They're enjoying great seasons right now where the pressure is seemingly off of them to a certain degree, whereas Mitch Marner has 1 point in 6 games, has not scored since, I don't even know the last time Mitch Marner has scored a goal. I'd have to go look at his game log some point during last year's regular season. Auston Matthews, 0 goals in 3 games. Wayne Simmons has 3 points in 6 games. Wayne Simmons, Lepore, plays 9 minutes a game on the 4th line, and he has tripled the production of Mitch Marner through the first 6 games.
A good stat there, Bruno. That's what we love to hear.
And Jason Spezza, who we all love in Leafs Nation, he leads the team with 3 goals.
What a guy.
So, I mean, as much as we love Jason Spezza, he should not be the team's leading goal scorer at any point during the season. So, yeah, man, I think the pressure is definitely there's a lot of pressure on this team, and especially the big guys right now, like Mitch Marner. It's like you said, once he finally scores that first goal, you would like to believe that it's going to open the floodgates and there's just going to be points that are piled on top of that, because as we know, he's been one of the best point producers in the league over the last few seasons. And to see him with 1 point in 6 games, I mean, that can't just be like a bad luck thing. Like, obviously there's some bad luck involved there, but this has to be weighing on him for sure.
Yeah. Like just based on his time on ice and puck possession, like you should get numbers. and like his talent, like the talent he has is just, yeah, no, it's just not going in for him because, like, to use the old saying, he's gripping the stick too tight. And before every shot, he's just overthinking it. But frustrating times, man. Frustrating times. Hopefully we can laugh at the slow start the Leafs had to the season a little later on, but we're stuck in the mud right now. That's for sure.